Hiya.
Great to see you. Great to see you, Mrs. Kent.
Thanks for
You
having me.
you will have heard me just talking there about your performance on Dover Beach. Had you been performing before in front of an audience?
Not like that, no. Prior to that, really, it was like in a pub, and then really just in my bedroom.
Mm. Well, I mean, nobody would have thought that. Nobody would have thought that. And how did you feel after the performance?
I was glad, like, I got it done and out the way with because it was like a massive fear of mine. It's something like I've always wanted to do, but then it was just I didn't really have the courage. But that day, I just pushed myself. I was like, right, we're gonna do this. And even though, because I did mess up my second song, but I was still so glad that I did it all. I was like, do you know what? It doesn't matter though. Like I was so nervous. I was like, but I knew I had to do it. Like no matter what, I was like, I'm gonna do it.
Right, right. Well, I mean, that's the way that you do it. There's always a first time. But
Mhm.
what a first time, as I say, your No War song got over, just on our platforms and related platforms, got over 1 million views. I know it got many, just as many on your platforms and on other people's platforms. So it really hit home.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's because of like obviously it's very truthful and a lot of people can relate to the lyrics and obviously there's some comedy in there as well. So yeah, I think that's what it was really for people.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So, I mean, have you always been like a political person, would you say?
No, not at all. Not at all, no. It was really after kind of well no, it's just before Labour got in. It was all through TikTok to be honest, because TikTok is actually like my main platform. And then I just see loads of videos and it's really opened my eyes to everything. And then it was like I just sort of fell into it. I like sort of woke up or whatever you want to call it during 2020 during the whole like pandemic and everything else, like my eyes were just opened. And then yeah, I don't know, I just came across all these videos and they just blew my mind. I just fell into it. It's literally the only way I can describe it. And then but I knew it was going to be a really negative thing for Labour to come in, and I actually thought Reform possibly might win and they didn't, and I was just devastated and I was like, oh dear, this is not going to be good. But I think everyone just really wanted the Tories out, and then yeah, but also I think it was a lack of votes as well that did it. So just not enough people are voting and stuff like that. But anyway, I think everyone sees the bigger picture now. Everyone can see what Labour really are and what their intentions and their agenda really is. So I think a lot of eyes have opened now. Thank God. So yeah.
Hmm. 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 Well, you mentioned there 2020, and that was a period, I think, when quite a few people um, woke up, as it were, or at least, I mean, what was it for you that kind of shifted your consciousness during that period?
Well, I was actually a care worker. I worked in a care home close to where I live, and I believed it all. I really did at the beginning. I was so scared. I was petrified, and actually, it was meant to be really bad in the home I was in, and like we was even considering like sleeping in the home and everything. Like we didn't want to go home to our families. And then again, TikTok. I was on there, and then there was a lot of truth speakers, and they were giving me this. They had given me this perspective that I've never seen before, and I was like, "Whoa!" And these people were just talking about things I've never heard of, and I just, again, I had my mind blown, and I couldn't believe what I was hearing. But my mind is very open, so yeah, I just couldn't believe it. And then yeah, I had them. I I had them try and force me to have these vaccines and everything else, and I just outright refused. I was pregnant as well at the time. So, yeah, it was a very strange, stressful time. I remember saying to my colleagues, like, have you even thought about this? And they were just like, no, I don't want to lose my job and stuff like that. But they hadn't actually really thought about it. Do you know what I mean? And I know that there's a lot of people now that regret having it, but I don't know anyone that regrets, not having it.
Hmm.
So, yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's funny you should mention TikTok there, because for me as well, some of the, and I won't go into this stuff, but just kind of stuff about history and stuff about the nature of the world and stuff like that. And you're suddenly seeing these extremely convincing material that you hadn't really ever considered before, and
Yeah. Yeah.
it moved it moved quite a few people into thinking, crikey, maybe the world isn't quite what I imagined it was. But that aside, back to reality, as it were.
Mm.
Have you? I mentioned, have you always been political? You said no. Have you always been musical?
Yes, yes, I have. So I've actually written songs since I was a child. I literally learnt piano when I was really, really little. Um, and then I started playing guitar when I was a young teenager. I think about 13, 14. My cousin Steve, he taught me how to play guitar. And then after that, I bought myself an acoustic. And then I would just sit in my bedroom and I'd watch YouTube and I'd learn songs off YouTube. And then yeah, like I'd always written songs. Like I remember being really little and sitting on a piano, just writing a little song to myself. Yeah, so yeah, I've always been musical.
Good, good. Well, that explains it. That explains it certainly. But no, I think it's absolutely fantastic what you're doing now. You've got a couple of events coming up this weekend, which is also one of the reasons why we wanted to have you on today. We had another guest on last week, or we would have had you on a wee bit earlier. But tell us about what's happening on Saturday first.
Sure. So yes, this Saturday coming, we're holding a patriotic picnic at Mote Park in Maidstone, Kent, and it's all about just celebrating being English, really celebrating our culture, our history, just being able to be proud of our country. And to be honest, it's like I think that there are some people out there that think this is more than a picnic, and it absolutely is not. I believe that we deserve to have some sort of happiness in all this madness. You know, I want it to be a family day. I want us to just all have an old traditional English picnic together. Um, and it's also, again, a freedom of speech event. So I would like, people to, if they feel up to it, of course, maybe come say something or even perform something. I mean, I'm going to have my guitar, my amplifier, speakers, that kind of thing. Yeah, I just want us to feel like, well, confident in celebrating who we are, really, because the way the world is at the moment, it makes you feel like you almost should be ashamed of it, and I think that's downright out of order.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
That's Saturday, so yeah, it's dog friendly, child friendly, so please bring your family. I'll be bringing my children. Yeah, and let's just have a jolly good time together, and then it gets a bit more serious on the Sunday.
Yes, yes. Well, the 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 picnic thing, that's this Saturday, 23rd of August at noon,
Yep.
and in Mote Park in Maidstone, which is in Kent. So if you're down in that neck of the woods, please do take a wander into the park at 12 noon on Saturday. Hopefully it'll be a lovely day, and just go up to the great crowd that are being hosted by Mrs. Kent's Patriotic Picnic. I like the sound of that. It's got a good good ring to it. An old sort of old English, old British tone. Mrs. Kent's Patriotic Picnic, and bring your own everything, I should imagine, and
Yeah.
have a good time. And what do you see as the value of that sort of thing, bringing people together in that casual way?
Yeah, I just think it would be really like, I think people need it, to be honest, right now. Just something positive in all this negativity that's going on. We can just all have a lovely day together. Like, there's no, and obviously, I mean, there is always risk of the left turning up or whatever, But if they do, then more for them, because it's literally just a picnic. And to them, I say, do you know what? Come and have a sandwich. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that kind of thing. It's literally just a meet up in the park. Let's have a nice day together. Let's celebrate being English. Listen to some English music. It's just going to be a nice day, really.
Absolutely. I think I don't think the opposition, as it could be called, would turn up to something like that. But if they did, they would look complete twits, because they would certainly, you guys would make sure you advertised their foolishness on social media, and it would just be a complete self-own, as they say these days, if anybody tried to do that. So I doubt that's the case. And if they did, as you said, just bring them along, say, hey, have a sandwich, because some of these people, some of these people are just genuinely confused, and
so,
they
yeah.
will understand your, some of them, not all of them, not your Susan Aitkins of this world, not the people who actually run the council, who are ideologues, and who are embedded in their foolishness, but just some, especially a lot of the younger people are just looking for a cause and can be can be convinced otherwise, or at least can see the point that you guys have got.
I mean,
So
I've had a bit of hate and stuff in regards to it. I've been told it's a racist picnic, a fascist picnic, a Nazi picnic. I was like, bro, it's just a picnic. Like, seriously. It's just, yeah, it's so funny. Yeah. It's quite funny because there was a lady, I just made a song out of her video. So yeah, thank you, Helen, for the inspiration there. She's on TikTok, but she made a whole video about me saying you're trying to bring racists to Mote Park and all this. I thought, I'm going to make a song out of that. That's what I'm going to do with that. And that's what I did. I'm not sure if you've seen that. If you haven't, I will forward that over to you. But yeah, man, I'm just going to turn that negative energy into positive. That's what I'm going to do. So.
Absolutely. Celebrate being British, says Stephen here. Christopher says this sounds absolutely brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Paranormal says, superb. I wish I could go, but I'm from up north in Lancashire. What would you say to people who would like to be at a picnic?
I'll say to them, I am going to be moving it around. To try and make it a bit fair. And hopefully, what I'm hoping for in the future is that people sort of jump on board. Obviously, me being Mrs. Kent, I'm called Mrs. Kent because I'm from Kent, you see. So I'm hoping that other areas will claim their title and then start having picnics in their areas. Because you know what? That would be great. That would just be brilliant. And then we can all have our events on the same day, but in different locations. And I just think it's a really positive thing and people need it. And, to come together with like-minded people, it's just going to be lovely. Like, it really is.
Absolutely. And it gives you time to relax for the big effort on Sunday, which is more political. And what's happening on the very next day, the 24th?
So on Sunday, basically, just want to head down to Downing Street, obviously just get our voices out there again. It's just more, because I've had people say to me, oh, why don't you just wait till September the 13th? But I'm going, don't worry, I'll be there, darlings. But it's just, I think we just need to keep doing things. Obviously, I just feel like the more we do, the better. And obviously, you've got everyone outside these hotels. There's literally like daily protests, weekendly protests, and it's just another protest, basically. But yeah, that's really it. We're just going to go there, voice our opinions. And people keep saying to me, it's a bank holiday, they're not going to be there. And I'm like, I know, but this is 2025. We have technology. They are going to hear and see us. Don't you worry about that. It doesn't matter where they are. They will hear and see us. It's just, I got very, very passionate one day. And I was like, you know what? That's it. Because originally my picnic was on the 24th. And then at the time I was like, fuck the picnic. We're going down the street. And then I was like, someone went, look, Jodie, right. A lot of people are looking forward to this picnic. You can't do that. I was like, right, okay, you are right, actually. Right, let's go. I was like, okay, right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to have the protest on the Sunday and the picnic on the Saturday. There we go. We have a patriotic weekend. And it was sort of like that, really.
Oh, absolutely. And as your poster here says, divided we stand, united we stand, divided we fall. This tyrannical government does not care about the people of this country and has put us all in danger. Time to stand up. And that's such an important thing, that it is literally, we are in danger. The first requirement of a government is to protect its people, and it is failing miserably in that.
Yeah.
And so that's this Sunday, the 24th of August, again at noon outside Downing Street. If you're in London, folks, please do go along to Downing Street at 12 noon and please say hello to Mrs. Kent and her team. And you're so right about this idea that although there's only going to be maybe a few people watching at the actual time, the fact of the matter is that because of modern technology, it's going to be seen by potentially hundreds of thousands of people. So the that's almost the larger part of it, is really the propaganda that you're able to take from that event and beam out to the rest of the world, and it multiplies the effect exponentially.
Yeah.
So yeah, do you have, like, are you going to be carting in a big speaker behind you, or do you have a smaller speaker system, or what?
I do have a speaker, yes. I will be taking that. I'll be probably writing some speeches down. I think that's what we need to do this time. I think we need to get some powerful speeches going, because it's about empowering the people, and I know it is working. The more every day I'm seeing more and more people standing up, whether it's outside these hotels, whether it's posting online. I mean, we've got these raise the colours, is it? Raise the colours, I think it's the hashtag is, or whatever it is. It's trending at the moment. Everyone's displaying all their flags everywhere. It's fantastic. So in whatever way you're doing this, it's effective. So don't doubt that it isn't. I mean, we've had success with the Epping Hotel now as well being closed down, and the migrants being moved. So, so for the people out there, it's like, oh, this isn't going to work. Well, it clearly is. It really is. What I'm trying to say is, like, the more we do, the better, and the more of an effect it's going to have.
Yeah, yeah, and everybody can do something at the end of the day, even if it is just coming along to support. And if you can't come along to support, maybe finding another way to support, through ensuring somebody can do it in the first place.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm quite impressed with this Raise Your Colours idea, which is taken off in some parts. I don't know how widespread it is, but certainly it's getting a lot of publicity on X and also on TikTok, and it's really just kind of staking a claim, I think, to this is our country, as it were. And you alluded to it earlier, we do have an identity that it seems sometimes we're not being allowed or expected to express. So I think that's a factor there, and a flag is a good way of expressing an identity. Some people are a bit snobbish about flags. They'll go, "Oh, that's how else are you going to express your identity?" And some people try to smear it as well with that association, which has never really been correct, even when it might have seemed correct. It wasn't even correct, because everybody, the idea that it should be so-called far right to fly the flag of your own country, that's completely bonkers.
Bottom line, that's our flag, isn't it? That's our flags of our country, and I think it's downright disrespectful to be disrespecting our flags that way. And I also think we need to remind people where they are. They seem to have forgotten, and these people that are not looking to integrate into our country properly. It seems to be these that are having the issue, and obviously the strange far left as well. Yeah, bottom line, it's our flags, and just remember where you are. This is our country. This is our homeland. Don't you dare come here and disrespect our flag. Honestly, who do you think you are? Really, I would never go to another country and start trying to tell them how to live or how they should be, or they shouldn't be displaying their flags, because I find it offensive. Oh, I just can't believe we've gotten to a place like this. It's mind-boggling. It really is.
Absolutely. It's been just a complete British muddle from the very beginning. And we have been so tolerant to the point that we have accepted, well, goodness me, how far back do you go? But I mean, I think here in Scotland, for example, Scotland used to be like a totally Christian country. I'm going back to like the 1600s, and it would be like nobody would even conceive of not even being Christian, but certainly the idea of people with a foreign religion coming in, it would just be like, that's not our country at all. And then it all got liberalized into the 1700s and 1800s, and then it was just come one, come all, and now it's every religion under the sun, every way of looking at things.
Yeah, I think it's extremely unbalanced. I think that's what's happened. The balance is just way off at the moment, and it's just not okay. You know what I mean? Look what's happening. It's like we're sacrificing our countries. Why? Do you know what I mean? Why is this happening? When did this start happening? Do you know what I mean? And it's happened so slowly over time, and only now that we're seeing that it's on the extreme end. Like it's like, okay, this is bad. We shouldn't be losing capitals and things like that. Like I just can't get over it.
It really kicked in after World War II, I think, and then after World War II, like into the 60s and 70s and 80s, there were some people who could see the direction it was going, and they were saying this could really turn out, badly, as it were. And they just got smeared or marginalized, and the very few politicians who tried to warn about it were just seen as, at the time, were seen as cranky. I'm thinking about, Powell, for example, and were otherwise punished politically for it in some ways. And then it's suddenly, everything that was predicted is now coming to a head, and it's increasing. It's like they're speeding it up now.
Yes.
In the hope that those of us will be unable to respond, but what they don't see is what they misunderstand is the resilience of the British people who will take their country in a good direction again. Shall we put it that way? It's the idea that all is lost. We've got to give up. We've got to immigrate to some other country where it's just going to be just as bad.
Yeah, eventually.
That's just negativity. So that's why I'm so heartened when I see people like you who are not only organizing events, but also putting ideas into music. I mean, do you do any writing on politics, or is it just songwriting?
Just songwriting currently, yeah. I didn't expect to write anything political, and I literally just thought I'm going to give it a go, and yeah, it worked out. So I guess I can do it. But I seem to be better at putting it into my lyrics than into like words, if that makes sense. But I've always been like that. I've always managed to express myself better through lyrics in music, in songwriting. That makes sense.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's probably just the way your brain is wired. People who are songwriters can be very good in a way that people who can write essays couldn't even begin to do. So it just depends where your talent, as it were, where your talent lies. Good. Well, folks, before I remind you once more of the two events, Mrs. Kent is on all the socials on tiktok.com/@ Mrs. Kent. Now that's MISSUSKENT, all one word. Also on x.com/Mrs. Kent. Also on Instagram.com/Mrs. Kent. So please do, if you're on those socials. Are there any others that you're on?
Facebook. I'm pretty much on all of them now, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Facebook.com/Mrs. Kent. Do you have a YouTube page?
I do, yeah. It was meant to be just for my music, but yeah, it's fine to follow that. That's fine. I mean, if I make any more political music, that's where it'll be.
What's your most successful social?
I'd say TikTok. Well, TikTok at the moment, but I do think I'm going to be banned very soon. I'm on 29,000 followers, and yeah, I've got some what do you call it, warnings. So yeah, I've been banned so many times on TikTok. So, but I mean, I've got 10,000 on Facebook, 10,000 on Instagram. So it's just wherever you like, really.
Good. Well, we follow you on Instagram, TikTok, and also on X, and would advise everybody else, please do that. Now, just to remind you again, this Saturday, if you're down in the Kent area, down in the Garden of England, Mrs. Kent will be having her Patriotic Picnic let me just remove that banner. On Saturday at noon in Mote Park in Maidstone. Please go along. And if you're in the London area the very next day, Sunday the 24th, please go down to Downing Street at 12 noon. Again, for Mrs. Kent's United We Stand, Divided We Fall. What do you plan on saying to Mr. Starmer behind the gates?
Me?
Yes. What do you plan on saying to him?
Well, I'm going to have to sit down and write something. That's what I'm going to have to do. I don't know yet. I'm not quite prepared. I think it's because I'm so focused on the picnic because that's coming up first.
Oh, yeah.
I get all of that organised, and then I'll have to sit down and I have to really think about what I'm going to write. But I want to write a speech. So everything is what I'm going to be saying.
Good. That he needs to hear it, absolutely, and he needs to basically protect our country, stop the boats, protect our country, protect our kids, and do the job of government, which is the first duty of government, which is to defend, is to ensure the safety and security of all its people.
I don't think he's going to. I think he's a puppet. I think they're just pulling he's having his strings pulled. I don't believe he makes any of the decisions, is my personal opinion on it. I think it's the powers that be, and I think that's why he's there. I mean, just watching his time with Trump recently, and Trump saying all these things to him, and it was just like his brain was empty. He just didn't know what to say, and he looked worried on his face. And yeah, I just see it all. I read body language and stuff, So, but as long as they all hear it as an entire government, that's kind of the idea, really,
Oh, absolutely. And sometimes you're not really even speaking to him. You're just speaking to those other politicians who are taking note and thinking, that's something that I should maybe be aware of, even from my own self-interested point of view. If the people are taking this point of view, then I'd maybe better get with the program, and change things. But change is coming, and it may take a little longer than we expect, or it could speed up and be very quick. But it's good to know that there's still people like you left down there in the Garden of England, along with your fellow patriots. Yeah. Good. Okay, Mrs. Kent, it's been really good to see you and to speak with you, and all power to your vocal cords and to your brain and your work that you're doing. Good to see you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Very welcome. We must have you back on again. Take care.
Right, take care. See you later, everyone. Thanks for having me.
Good night.
Bye.